What I work with people to do is to understand how to integrate diverse voices, how to integrate diverse points of views and differences in values into workplaces, communities, and organizations. And when we do that, we make for more successful institutions and more successful companies and more successful school places and workplaces. Then we're much better able to ensure that we create space for that to happen. The reason that we spend a lot of time focusing on millennials is right now we are at a period of time in which they are quickly becoming the largest generation statistically, demographically in the workplace. And also because we're seeing a real difference and shift in values that the millennials have from prior generations in the workplace. So we're having to accommodate that, adjust to that, learn how to integrate those values differently. And it can be a real source of conflict. It can be a real source of opportunity as well. For many people in this room, we did not grow up with same-sex marriage being understood as a fundamental equality right. For my kids, they will always know it as that. That is a massive generational shift. A lot came through it, and that's part of where you start to see the conflict, right? Because for the younger people who are growing up with it as recognized, they don't always know the struggle to achieve some of those rights. That's where you start to see some of the clashes between what we think about when we talk about millennials as their sense of entitlement. What I speak to my clients about is what we know about millennials through the demographics, through the statistics, and from my work over the last 2 decades in understanding how to engage with young people in meaningful ways to make sure that we understand how to best integrate them into organizations and institutions while also allowing for that new idea, that new voice, that new energy, and that new potential to perhaps shape the organization in ways different than what it currently looks like. If we can understand what drives them, then we are much more likely to understand what makes them successful as students, what makes them successful as employees, what makes them successful as leaders. Many Gen Xers are in management or in leadership positions. They are the ones that are really going to be leading the culture or shifting the culture of organizations within the next decade or so. How do we support the people that work in organizations? How do we ensure that we have the structures in place that support people to be successful? And what does that look like from a values-driven perspective?